Have you ever wondered what loyalty looks like after death? Not in fairy tales, not in ghost stories around a campfire, but in real life? What if I told you there's a story, quiet, heartbreaking, and unforgettable, about a dog who refused to stop protecting his family, even when he was gone? Picture this. A cold stretch of highway, dark as ink, the kind of night where headlights look like distant stars barely holding back the shadows. The rain had been heavy, the road slick. A family car swerved. Metal screamed. Glass shattered. And then silence. A silence so thick it could swallow you whole. That silence didn't last long, because from that wreckage crawled a dog. Small, loyal, shaking with fear, but alive. His family, though, trapped inside the crushed car. He barked, scratched, ran down the highway as if to scream for help. Imagine the sound of his paws on wet asphalt, echoing in the night like a desperate heartbeat. A passing truck slowed. The driver rolled down his window and saw him. A dog soaked in rain, eyes wide with something between terror and hope. The animal darted ahead, then stopped, then looked back, waiting, like he was saying, "Follow me." The driver did. And sure enough, just around the bend, hidden in a ditch, was the wreck. Rescuers were called. Sirens wailed into the night. Firemen, medics. They all swore later it wasn't their lights that first reached the family. It was that dog, that loyal, determined creature who refused to give up. And yes, the family survived. Bruised, broken, but breathing. Thanks to him. But here's where the story bends into something stranger, something colder. Because not long after, when neighbors tried to find that dog, to reward him, to give him food, to maybe even adopt him, they were told something chilling. That dog had died, hours before. Some even said days before. The family? They had a small dog. Yes, loyal to the core. He was thrown from the wreck on impact. His injuries fatal. He didn't survive that crash. The medics swore they saw his body. So who, or what, was it that led rescuers down that dark highway? There are testimonies. Drivers, shaken, who swear a soaked dog appeared in their headlights, only to vanish as they neared. Firefighters remember following paw prints in the mud that simply stopped halfway down the road. And the family, still healing, still haunted, will tell you, that was our boy. They believe it with every beat of their heart. Think about that for a moment. A creature so bound by love, so stitched to his people, that even death wasn't a strong enough chain to hold him back. Some call it a ghost story. Others say it's just a trick of memory, of trauma, of grief weaving meaning where there was none. But explain this. Why did every rescuer give the same description of the dog? Why did strangers, who had never met him, all point to the same details? The little brown fur, the scar on his ear, the way he'd stop and look back as if waiting for you to follow. Can loyalty echo? Can it become something we see, hear, even feel, long after the heartbeat is gone? Or is it possible that love itself is the strongest tether, pulling a soul back for just one final act? Imagine standing in that ditch, hearing the creak of twisted metal, the drip of rain to the shattered windshield. Imagine knowing that if not for a ghostly guide, you might have never found that family in time. That knowledge doesn't leave you. It stays. It lingers, like the smell of gasoline in the air, like paw prints in the mud that you swear were there until they weren't. Even years later, locals say sometimes, on rainy nights, headlights will catch a flash of movement along that road. A small dog, running ahead, always toward the bend, always vanishing right before the ditch. Travelers are pulled over, searching, certain they nearly hit something. But nothing's there, just silence, just the rustle of leaves. Some laugh it off, others drive a little faster. But a few, those who know the story, slow down. They whisper a quiet thank you, because maybe, just maybe, that dog is still out there, still guiding, still guarding. Now here's the question I leave you with. Do we believe love can stretch past death? Or do we chalk it up to coincidence? A story retold until it grows larger than life? Whatever your answer, one thing is certain. On that night, a dog refused to stop being protector, and because of him, a family survived. So the next time you hear a bark echoing on a lonely road or catch sight of a shadow darting just ahead of your headlights, maybe don't dismiss it so quickly. Maybe, somewhere out there, a loyal heart is still keeping watch. If this story stirred something in you, if it made you wonder, or even if it made you wipe away a quiet tear, don't forget to like this video, share your thought in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that make the past feel alive again. Because some stories aren't meant to be forgotten.